Hey all, here's something that you may want to consider at the beginning of any lunch and learn or workshop or training in which you are looking to get faculty to consider the mobile experience when it comes to consuming or putting on the student hat, so to speak. I often open up with a little thing I call this or that, and I often will take faculty around. Again, here is my kind of quadrant. I call it taking them around the cycle of HSU Online. I look at the teacher-to-student experience, student content, student-to-student, student-to-other, faith-based institution. Our other is student-to-creator. And what I do is I'll give them an example. It reminds them of, kind of what our theoretical approach is, and then I'll give them an example or two and ask them how they think our students would best respond to the particular this or that. And let me show you what I'm talking about. For example, when I talk about creating an introduction or the first time the student will connect to the course, and I'll take them through a this or that, and I'll call it the course intro. So I've got the course introduction. So I say this or that. If you're a student, would you prefer this? I'll start a course introductory video, right? And it's got kind of hype music and different pictures and things like that. And then it'll even have an insertion of me as the instructor, welcoming them to the course. So I have that. Or they can do the text intro. Hey, here's the description, here's the dates and things like that. So I'll ask them, and I'll have two screens open, and I'll put one beside the other, and I'll say, if you're a student, this or that. Then I'll say, if you're a student, what is the most likely way that you're going to encounter this information? Would it be on this or that? And then I'd show a picture of a desktop computer, and then I'll show a picture of a smartphone. So what I'm trying to do is get them to look at how they think their students are going to engage. So then if I asked somebody to consider using a course intro video, they've owned it because they put the student hat on, so to speak. They can see how it fits our theoretical base. And then they're a little bit more motivated to adapt and to adopt, as opposed to just somebody trying to convince them that mobile is the right way to go. Right? So I'm going to give another example, and I'll do a syllabus. Say this or that. You're a student. Would you prefer to see a syllabus like this? Or that? A digital syllabus, where then they can scroll down and they've got various elements. They've got pictures of the books. They've got a little information about that. They've got a button. They can go right to the bookstore. Course intro videos in the digital syllabus, and it's much more interactive. So I say this or that. And I say, if you're a student, are you more likely to consume the syllabus information and can make a connection with the content of the course through email or through texting? Are you more likely to open up and look at the text version or the digital version? And then we're starting to, from the student perspective, build the consumption approach and of a student. Students more likely to be consuming or getting messages by texting. They're more likely to get information digitally, and then they're more likely to connect and consume it that way. So that's an approach I call this or that. And I found that it works extremely well in creating adoption and dismissing a little bit of that, put your phone away. Because the question then isn't, should I use a phone or not? It's, what are the ways that I can continue to build and design my course around ways that is going to be most effective for the student to consume it and to ultimately achieve the student learning outcomes. I hope that helps, and I'd love to hear the ideas that you all use to connect with faculty in adopting and adapting to